First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting the good fight of faith and truth and sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom to the Akwab, which is the women believers. Shalom unto you. And as you see, this article that I came across, Babylon the Great, aka America, all they're worrying about is technology. They're not building up their weaponry or defense system. The other nations are, though. That's why this article was interesting to me. I ain't gonna read the whole thing. I'm gonna read the passage that could bring home the point. But as you see, it say carbon nanotubes and quantum dots. Army thinks very small, which is true. See, this is the pride of his heart have deceived him, because while he's not building up his military, his weaponry and his defense system, he's worrying about hacking humans. That's what they call it. They worrying about, binding physical biology and technology together. That's actually not the term. It just slips my mind right now. But it's called the Fourth Industrial Revolution. But what caught my eye with this is very true. So I'm going to read this passage right here. So it says, Washington, while the rest of the army works on new hypersonic missiles. And the funny thing about that, too, because it was an article that I read, I think it was a few months ago. I've been trying to look for it, but they can't even get their missiles off the silo. Talk about America. Their missiles is failing, and they can't even get their weaponry together. So it said, while the rest of the army works on new hypersonic missiles, robotic mini tanks, and ultra high speed helicopters, the Army Research Office is diving deep into sub-microscopic world of nanotechnology and quantum mechanics. So while the other, matter of fact, let me read this real quick. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So these other nations are building up their military and their defense system, while America is worrying about hacking humans and trying to control them by frequencies. The Fourth Industrial Revolution, trying to make you a smartphone. See, the pride of his heart have deceived him, because he's not even thinking about, trying to get his military together. Right now, he's banking on Ukraine taking out Russia. That's what a proxy war is. They instigated the war, but they're really not in the war, and they hoping that they're who they instigated actually take out. All right, so that's why they're sending all their money and weaponry to Ukraine, with the hope that Ukraine is able to take out Russia. But according to Bible prophecy, that's not going to happen. But I just thought this was interesting, because this is true. Because it said, let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what people don't understand, that the inhabitants of Babylon the Great, they don't understand that America is weak. And actually, America been weak for a while, because this is what they put all their stock in. They put millions upon millions of dollars into this technology, and they've been doing it since the 50s, with the satellite technology, the weather modification technology. So they into that type of stuff, Yeah, they got nuclear missiles. Who don't? But it ain't like Russia's. It ain't like China's. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like India's. They, like I said, everything that I've read in the past couple of years, when it comes to a new missile, a new defense, it always malfunction. And that's just Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, making good on his word. Babylon the Great gonna be destroyed. So I want to go to Jeremiah 50:9. So it said, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country," that's Russia, "and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain." So I just want to read this passage again. "Washington, while the rest of the army works on new hypersonic missiles, robotic mini tanks, and ultra high speed helicopters, the Army Research Office is diving into the submicroscopic, which with the submicroscopic technology, that is the charagma, that is Revelation 13 and 16. They have their whole stock on that. A man's goings of the Lord. See, the Lord said, Revelation 13 and 16 and 17, all right, that he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, all right, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and their forehead, and they cannot buy or sell except he that had the mark. All right. So the sub microscopic world of nanotechnology and quantum mechanics, that's what they're working on. So that while they, trying to get people on the network, building more 5G, trying to eventually get to 6G, the armies that's gonna shoot missiles on this place, as it says, they increasing the hypersonic missiles, robotic mini tanks, and ultra high speed helicopters. So it says, "And they shall set themselves in array." Jeremiah 50:9, the last part of this scripture. "And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain." What should not return in vain? The missiles. Jeremiah 50:10. "And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua." Because she been the bully of the earth. She been going into other people's countries. Habakkuk 2 and 5. "She neither keepeth at home." She going there, oppress and steal resources, promise them sweet nothings, never make good on their promises, but always taking. That's what the scriptures say in John 10 and 10. "The devil come but to kill, steal, and destroy." That's his whole MO. That's his whole existence. So, and as you see, matter of fact, let me get this. Jeremiah 51 and 28. So while a Babylon the Great is working on its technology, see, your technology ain't going to stop a missile. Your technology ain't going to save you in that day. And then when it's time to go over there, all right, matter of fact, before I get Jeremiah, let me get Obadiah. Obadiah 1 and 7, it says, "All the men of your confederacy have brought ye even to the border." So when you go over there to the Middle East, all the nations going to be gathered over there in the valley of Jehoshaphat. When you go over there, guess what's going to happen? You're going to lose because you ain't beef up your military. You ain't beef up your defense system. You actually stretched out too thin. You over there in Taiwan, you over there in Ukraine, you over there in the Middle East. So you stretched out too far. You got your nose in everybody's business. And then you got the alphabet community in high positions. You got women who changed herself to another meaning, let's put it that way. Leading men, and then you got men who changed themselves to another meaning, in high positions. While that's why Russia had a commercial. I'm pretty sure the brother's seen it, but it was a commercial, I think early 2020, maybe mid 2020, how they were showing the commercial of them running through the snow and basically looking real masculine and things like that. Then they had a commercial with the United States Army, and it was a alphabet member, and they was basically celebrating that this alphabet member graduated to being like a commander. See See? So while you worrying about the wrong things, your enemies, which is your friends that's turning into enemies, they working on the right thing. So anyways, it says, all the men of your confederacy have brought you even to the border. The men that were at peace with you have deceived you and prevailed against you. They that eat your bread have laid a wound under you. There is none understanding in him. Because see, he don't understand his later end. His later end is going to be dungs and worms, and he's going to be on fire. So now Jeremiah, Jeremiah 51 and 28. So it said, prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes. So that is the nations with Russia, like India, China, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, Iraq, Turkey, Ethiopia, shit, even Nigeria. Now in the scriptures, Nigeria is not mentioned, but when you go look it up and see who's alliances with Russia, Nigeria in there too. But it says, prepare against her the nations and the kings of the Medes, the captains. Oh, Egypt. Egypt is in there too. Remember, these are all the nations that's actually, some of them signed into BRICS and some of them is trying to get into BRICS. You got to understand, Russia and China, that's like the head of the BRICS. So they trying to have a confederacy with Russia because they see that they are the winning team. So let me read it again. Jeremiah 51:28. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. See, that's the end game. So you should be building up your defense systems, but you're not. You're worrying about hacking humans. Remember, that's what you said, right? Hacking humans. The World Economic Forum talk about we are able to hack humans now. So while the nations is working on their military, this is what you're doing. Okay, so now Jeremiah 51 and 30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They scared because when they really get cracking, Babylon is going to tuck their tail. See, here's the thing. It's easy to be a bully when nobody is at you. Most of the time with bullies, when somebody step up to a bully's face, they're not that hard no more. So right now, America been on the decline for a while, and America got a bigger bark than a bite. So it said the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fighting, and shit, as you see, what's going on in the military, you worrying about equal rights. You worrying about women having high positions in alphabet people. And it said, they have remained in her holes. Their might have failed. They became as women. They have burnt her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. No defense system. Your bars are broken. You're wide open. And it says, one post shall run. When you go into that word post, is rataza, and it's talking about footmen. Yeah. So it said, one footman shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end, and that the passage are stopped, the reeds they have burnt with fire, and the men of war are affrighted. All right. So that's what's about to happen, because you are worrying about the wrong things. Is there any more wisdom in teaming? That's why the Lord said that. Because you're worrying about the wrong things. You ain't consider your later end. So I'm going to finish off on Revelation 17, because this is your end game. So all the people that you had alliance with, they're going to turn on you. And we actually see it real plain now, because we see why the EU going to turn on you, because ever since you put sanctions on Russia, Europe is going into the Great Depression. All right. They about to freeze this winter because of you. And they realize that allowing you Because remember, it said that she's the beast that rideth the whore. So having allegiance to you, they realize that you don't have their best interests at heart. So it said Revelation 17 and 15. He saith to me, I'm gonna get to the point. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, they shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For the Most High have put it in their heart to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the women which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So that's why the pride of your heart have deceived you, because you've been ruling over the kings of the earth for so long. But as it says in 2 Esdras 9 and 6, everything in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed in 1 hour. All right. But yeah, I thought this article was interesting, and it's very, very true. Scriptures to back it up. So hopefully this video is edifying. And shalom.